Welcome to this look at a new map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is NEWBROOK Farm. This is a new map out by Peter716. It's 104.48 megabytes download. Peter716 brought us New Park Farm and Greenlands. So this is the new map. It looks like this. I tell you what it reminds me a little bit of is the original Knaveswell Farm. I never played on it. It was on PC. It was never on console. But it has that kind of feel to it. It's a very small map. I'm on New Farmer, Normal Economy. What do we start with? Quite a few fields actually. 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23. You also start with the biogas plant on New Farmer, but you don't start with the biogas plant on Farm Manager or start from scratch. It's only 54,412 to buy anyway. It's a regular biogas plant. If we go across one and scroll across, you'll see the biogas plant takes your regular things, 360 for silage, which is standard pretty much across the board. Now, there are a few sell points there, as you can see. Egg sell point, milk. One main sell point is Newbrook Trading Centre. We've got a sawmill and we have a wool point. Now, the farm does start with all of the animal types. We have cows, we also have beef cows. There are no custom crops available on this map. There are a few mods, which we'll have a look at in a second. Contracts are available. What else do I want to say on that bit? Not a lot, really. There is a forest. Field prices and the forest aren't very expensive. I say they're all fairly small fields. If you like a map with big open fields and massive machinery, this is probably not going to be the map for you. This does not have a fixed in place sleep trigger off the start either, but it does have one available in the mod supplied by the map maker. So it gives you the ability to place your sleep trigger wherever you want. On New Farmer, the slot count is 538 out of 1299. NEWBROOK Farm, that's where we start. Let's head up here and have a look at the farm. I like the layout of the map. I like the topography, the sweeping landscape. Like I say, it does have a bit of a, I don't know, maybe it's just me, just a bit of a Knaveswell type feel to it. If we come into the main yard here, which is where all our animals are, we start off with the chicken pen, which is just there. Now, we'll talk about slots and slot count. So 538 on New Farmer out of 1299. What do we start with? Let's scroll right the way across. We start with the Valtra N154E. We've got our Valtra A114, TX32 New Holland Harvester, Agriliner TKD 302 trailer, TX32 header. We've got plough, cultivator, small seeder, fertilizer spreader. That doesn't do fertilizer and lime, just fertilizer. Front mower, rear side mower, tedder, windrower, loading wagon, baler. So we've got stuff for grass work. We've got a leveler for silage clamps, front loader equipment, weight, and then we move on to all of this stuff that says modded. So you've got beef cattle, pig enclosure, chicken coop, farm silo storage, which is 90 grand, 200,000 litres, standard crop types, and we have quite a few silage pits at the main farm, and that's what we start with. Now, if we scroll across to our placeables, under animal pens, we've got a pig enclosure, a beef cattle and chicken coop. The pig enclosure holds 100, beef cattle 200, chicken coop 100. But what we do also have at the start is sheep, and we have normal cows. I'll explain a little bit more about those. Those are fixed in place. You can't sell them. Technically, under garage, because we own it, we can sell them. We'll get onto that in a little bit too. And then we've also got under silos, the silage clamps and the farm silo storage. Again, you can sell or buy, although looking at the terrain and how sweeping it is and how hilly in places, I would say landscaping and placing of placeables is going to be tricky. Just putting that out there right now. So chickens are there, regular cows are here. So animal dialogue boxes here, Feed trigger is down the side. Water trigger, I think, is the other end. We'll go and check on that in just a second. We'll just have a quick sweep around the yard. Some of the equipment is all tucked around here. A lot of the grass work stuff and the seeder is just there. We have got a couple of little cattle grids, and like I say, I like the layout of the actual yard itself. It's very nice. Lane sweeps off away that way. And the cows do come out from here and go out into the field just over here. This map is seasons ready. It is precision farming ready. There was a whole list of other readies this was. Where are we? Maybe it's just those two. Precision farming ready, placeable. Oh yeah, it's the placeable sleep trigger. I thought, is it manure system ready, but it doesn't actually say that bit. So yeah, water trigger is just there. So straw and bedding will be in this section here. Water is at this end. And the cows got into that field just there. So that's your regular cows. I haven't actually checked to see how many that holds. It will come up on the screen now. Then across the way we've got our sheep. There's your dialogue box. Feed trigger. Water trigger I think is out in the field. So we do have a pile of rubble there, I'm not quite sure why. Where was the water trough? Oh, right there behind me. Now, this one is a little bit odd in that I'm not sure where the wool pollets spawn. It's a very... some of the most nice picturesque ones. Greenland's was the same, it looked absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's a good point actually. I wonder where the trigger is for the wool pallets. That again, I'll put up on the screen now how many that holds. The other ones are all kind of shown. If I open up that menu, you'll see we've got the first of our... oh no, that's for the that's manure pit. The first of our silage clamps is here with equipment in. So this is the double covered, as you can see, comes up fill level and compacting. We have got equipment in those at the moment, but they are silage clamps. We've got a little barn. It's not actually a workshop. I thought it might be a workshop trigger, but we've got barn and building space here. Now as we come through, I'm going to stop just here. Because if you come onto here on Farm Manager or start from scratch, the slot count goes from 538 down to 370. It's a big jump. You still have all the buildings, but you don't have any of the machinery. Now, if you get rid of all the buildings, it will look a little bit like this. Which means you'll get rid of some of the clamps, you'll get rid of the storage facility, you'll get rid of the pigs, you'll get rid of the beef cows, and all of this is a much more open area. You get that goes as well. But like I said, placing them back again might be a bit problematic because of the lay of the land. Now, the slot count, if you get rid of all of those buildings, will go from 370 down to 344. It's not a massive gain. If it was me personally, I'd leave them. You start with them all the buildings on all three settings. It's just on Farm Manager and start from scratch. You don't have the machinery, but that's fine. I think 370 to start a map is more than adequate. You might want to have a fiddle around, but I just think it will work out quite tricky. Personally, that's just my own personal opinion. Pigs is over here. Water trough, feed trough, dialogue box for your pigs, slurry point, manure point, and the pigs will appear out the back there. And then we've got our beef, which is through here. Dialogue box just there. If I buy one and confirm, and we go into the menu, you will see that if you get the beef animals on there, that menu, it doesn't say anything about milk. So you will get manure, you will get slurry. You may get a... that's interesting, because if they're beef, you might get a reproduction rate potentially, but you won't get milk from them. That's all. It's kind of simulating the fact that you've got a beef stock there and you're not going to get milk from your beef stock. That's kind of what they're going for. So you can have regular cows or you can have beef stock. They will appear in the field there. Feed trough and straw is down here and the water trough is round here. So that, in essence, is the main yard. What we're going to do is grab a tractor and we're going to head out. The silo is a reversing one for tipping into it. I think because the map's quite small anyway, this is one that if you like the map, if you're kind of watching and thinking, you know what, I really like that, I like the layout, I don't think this is going to be one of those ones you're going to come on and try and landscape and convert and expand and put loads of placeables down. I think this is one you'll just come on and play as it is, I think. I mean, that's my own personal opinion. You might not. You might decide, you know what, I want to do it my own way. And you are more than entitled to do it your own way, of course you are. I'm not quite sure when this clip's going to be included, but this is future MrSealyp. I thought I would jump ahead because there were a couple of questions and things I was talking about that I wasn't 100% certain. So I thought, you know what, I'll skip ahead. I've put some animals in, fed, watered, etc. Wool pallets spawn here, just in front of that little bit of fence, so we know where the wool now spawns. Egg boxes spawn in this little patch just here, so we've got an egg box just there. As far as capacities go, this cow shed holds 200 cows, the sheep pen holds 80 sheep, and as far as the beef go, like I said, I'm not sure when this is going to cut in, but the beef cattle, whilst they're not producing milk, I did say I wasn't sure whether they would be a reproduction rate or anything like that. We have got a reproduction rate there. The rate is 8 hours 15. The next animal is in 5 hours 30. So whilst they are beef cattle, we are getting more of them as well. We're just not getting milk from them. So hopefully that answers a couple of the questions that you had, that I had, that I didn't have the answer to. Let's grab this. And let's head out. So, out away from the farm, we've got a tiny little village here, and we've got the main machinery store. I think it's the same one that we've had, or the company anyway, is the same one we've had on all of them. There's no traffic at all. We have got the NEWBROOK grocery, we've got the NEWBROOK restaurant and takeaway just there. Round behind here is the egg sell point. That's just there, and it is shown on the map as eggs. And if we go through, we've got the machinery store. Yeah, Taylor's Agriculture Engineers. I'm pretty sure that's the one that's on all of Peter 716's maps. So, trigger there for selling, customization, repair. Your buy trigger is just there, but obviously you can do it from your main sort of screen anyway. Probably another reason why, I mean, there might be a workshop trigger up there. I haven't come across it, but it's just here. It's not like it's a long way away. It's just literally right on the doorstep as well. This is also your reset point for equipment and machinery. This is not a map for big machinery. The gap here isn't very big. The lanes are quite narrow. Now, whilst again there aren't collisions on the hedges for vehicles, there may be for headers, there may be for pallets and bales. Sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't, but there aren't for vehicles. Got a little lane that runs off that direction, which sweeps us back round and brings us back towards the farm. Here we have the biogas plant, which, like I said, is 54 grand to buy. So there's your point for sale. And I think that's the digestate tank here. Pretty sure it is. Then across the back here we've got another set of covered silage clamps, and then we've got the sawmill tucked around here. Wood chip sell point there, lumber point there. I think you put your lumber out here, and then your trigger's just there. That's your sawmill. It's not going to take very long at all. Like I said, it's a small map. Now, one of the bits I came out of here a little while ago, and it was one of those, you know, when you kind of looking to take if you're into your photography and that kind of thing, about framing your pictures. I came across here, and that was one of those kind of, let's just turn that off. I looked across there and thought, wow, that looks amazing. That's one of those, the little lanes sweeping away in the hedges. I don't know. Just looks lovely. So from here, we'll sweep out to the main sell point, which is the NEWBROOK Trading Centre? Trade Centre? Pretty sure it is. There's a few sell points here as well. Let's open that back up again. So NEWBROOK Trading Centre is just here. We have got the milk sell point here. We've got bale sell point here. Wool sell point here. And the actual trading centre sell point is tucked around the back just there. And then we've got a livestock market trigger over here for direct buying and transportation should you wish to do so. Now that could be a lime buy point. I think it's water, in all honesty. And that's the sell points. I mean, that in essence, that's the sell points and the farm. We came from the main farm, and like I said, we come along here. That lane leads back and sweeps back round. We did the biogas plant sawmill. Out here, that little lane goes off and just disappears off. That doesn't actually go anywhere. Animal dealer and all sell points we've done here. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back and go back that way, because if we head north out of the map, past the forest, we're going to go out to the northern end. There's a fuel point just up here. And we've got another farm. Now, the farm up here is just a kind of placeable point. You could put your sleep trigger up there if you wanted that to be your farm. That's entirely to you. We're going to grab the tractor and we're going to whiz out to there and have a look. Now, weirdly, and I don't know, it might be a typo. It might be a mistake, a small proportional mistake. On the website, on the mod tab, it says the second farm is Brayton Farm, and it includes storage sheds. When we get out there, it's down the sign as Braybrook Farm. So I don't know if that's. I'm sure it's an error. I mean, it's a minor thing. It makes Brayton, Braybrook. Just in case you go around the map trying to find Brayton Farm. So we'll head back down, back past the store, back past the restaurants and takeaway. Yeah, like I say, it has a really nice feel, and it's this kind of the sweep down with all the hills. I like it. Forest on the right. It's not going to take us long to get to the other end of the map anyway. So Forestry just there. You got a lot of these ones where you've got to go through a field to get to a field. Gates all over the place. It's going to be tricky for some of the farming. It's quite steep on some of the hills, so whilst you can only get away with small machinery, you're going to need something with a little bit of oomph on horsepower to deal with some of the hills. So it's an interesting mix of how you kind of go about tackling that. So just up here we come to the first sign. This is where there's a load of shelters and stuff. Yeah, Braybrook. It's just here. I think there's a fuel point. Where's the fuel point? Oh, there you go. Just over in the corner. We've got a fuel point just there, which is marked on the map. And then from here, we head pretty much we're at the northern point of the map now. Another building out to the side there. And then we've got a house here for Braybrook Farm. Like I say, you can put your sleep trigger there if you want to. I didn't show you that actually, did I? If we go back to our placeables and farmhouses, you've got a placeable sleep trigger there for 200, which you can place, well, on land that you own. Actually, let's try and place it. Where can we put it? Actually, that's quite a big square, isn't it? I know we've got the pillow and things now as well. We've got the various different doormats by different people, but any of the land you own, you can put that down, and there are various different options. You don't have to use this one. You can use whichever one you want. And that's it. That's the map. That's NEWBROOK Farm. This is another one. Perfect for a Land Rover. I think every map I'm on at the moment is perfect for a Land Rover, but this is perfect for a Land Rover. Has a very natural feel to it. Looks great. May not be your cup of tea, but it may be right up your street. Who knows? Anyway, Hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.